Hello and welcome to Commerce Online Academy. Today we have basic science and we are going to discuss energy. Our expectation is that you are going to learn the following from this lesson. Number one, we expect you to learn how to define energy definition. We also expect you to learn the units of energy, then the type of energy, forms of energy, and you should be able to do calculations involving energy calculations. Then you should be able also to talk about the relationship between energy, work, and power. In the previous class, we've discussed power and work. So in this class, you should be able to learn the relationship that exists between the three topics: energy, work, and power. Relationship between energy, work, and power. So these are the things we expect you to learn from this lesson. Now, definition. Energy is defined as the ability to do work. That is the definition of energy. That is how we define energy. If any person asks you to define energy, you say that energy is the ability to do work or the capacity to do work. That is the definition of energy. Now, the unit of energy is the same as the unit of work that I gave in the previous class. And I said that the unit of work is joules. So the unit of energy is also joules. Unit, joule. And in the previous class, I also told you that 1000 joules is equal to 1 kilojoule. So you can also convert this units of energy, convert it from joules to kilojoule. If you want to convert from joule to kilojoule, you divide by 1000, and if you want to convert back from kilojoule to joule, you multiply by 1000, like we did in the previous class. Now, the types of energy that we have two primary types of energy. We have potential energy and kinetic energy types. Potential energy and kinetic energy. Now, the one we call potential energy is the energy at rest. When an object is not doing any work, the energy that it has is what we call potential energy. Like after eating, you go and start sleeping, your body is not doing any work. The energy in your body is said to be a potential energy because the energy is not used for doing work. You are not using the energy for work. Therefore, the energy in your body when you are not doing any work is called a potential energy. Now, but when you start doing work, the potential energy in your body will be changed to what we call kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is energy at work. Energy you are using to perform work is what we call kinetic energy. So that is the difference between potential energy and kinetic energy. You can change potential energy back to kinetic energy, and you can change kinetic energy back to potential energy. After eating, you are sleeping, the energy will be at rest on that potential energy. But once you start working, the potential energy that is stored in your body will be converted to kinetic energy for your body to utilize it and do work. Now, in the forms of energy, we have many forms of energy. But the primary ones are we have chemical energy, we have mechanical energy, we have chemical energy, we have sound energy, we have light energy, we have 5, we have the one we call we also have electrical energy. 6, we have heat energy. And we also have nuclear energy. Now let me explain. Mechanical energy is the energy that is stored in a moving body, or the energy that is utilized by a moving object. When an object is moving, the energy that is in it is what we call mechanical energy. Like when a car is moving, the energy in it is what we call mechanical energy. When we are walking or when we are running, the energy that we use for walking or for running is what we call mechanical energy. When a bird is flying, the energy in it is also called a mechanical energy. Now, chemical energy is the energy that is stored in chemicals. This energy is always released during chemical reactions. When chemicals mix together, there is something we call a reaction. Now, during the chemical reaction, the chemical energy that is released in them is often released. The chemical energy will often lead to the formation of a new compound. Like when chemicals react, you react one chemical with another chemical. Sometimes you see another substance being formed. It is the chemical energy that is stored there that is enabling the two chemicals to react and form a new substance. So chemical energy is the energy that is stored in chemicals. Now, sound energy is a form of vibrational energy that travels through air. Is a vibrational energy that travels through air. That is what we call sound energy. Or the energy, you can also say that it is energy that travels through air from a vibrating object. When an object is vibrating, it produces energy, and that energy travels through air. We call that energy sound energy. The energy that travels through air, and it is originating or from a vibrating object. Object is vibrating, when the object is a kind of shaking. So we say that the object is vibrating. It is a kind of a sound energy. Now we have light energy. Light energy is the energy that is stored as a radiation in an object. Energy that is stored as a radiation in an object. We have this light energy is under what we call electromagnetic energy. There are other forms of this electromagnetic energy, but sound energy is the type of electromagnetic energy that is visible to the human eye, that you can see. Other forms of electromagnetic energy are infrared energy, and solar energy. All of them are into electromagnetic energy. So this light energy is a kind of radiation. A radiation is emitted from some substances. A radiating object emits radiation. And radiation always comes in form of a heat from the radiating object. So the electromagnetic radiation, one of the energy in electromagnetic radiation is what we call light energy. And I said that other forms are infrared energy and solar energy. The difference between light energy and solar energy is that solar energy is coming from the sun. Solar energy is coming from the sun, while the light energy is coming from any other source. Sometimes we can use them interchangeably. You can also say that the one coming from the sun is also light energy, but it depends. If they want you to be specific about it, now we say that the one that is coming from the sun is solar energy, while the light that is coming from maybe your torch or from your electric bulb is light energy. So if they want you to distinguish between the solar energy and light energy, but in case they don't want you to distinguish it, they can group it. Some people use it, two of them, as the same thing, and while other people try to group them into different types of energy. Now we also have, after light energy, we have electrical energy. Electrical energy is the energy that is stored in an electrical conductor. You know an electrical conductor? A conductor or an electrical conductor is anything that allows the passage of electricity, like a copper wire that allows the current to flow in our house, that allows us to have power or to have light. Now anything that allows current to pass through it is what we call a conductor. So the energy that is stored in the conductor is what we call electrical energy. In every conductor, there's what we call electron that is moving, a moving electron in a conductor. It is the electrical energy that helps the electron to move in the conductor. The electron has to move from one point of the conductor to another point in order to transmit the electrical energy or to transmit electricity. When you on your switch, a conductor and the electron will move from that place to your bulb, transferring electricity. So without the electron moving, electricity cannot be transmitted, and the energy that helps it to move within the conductor is what we call electrical energy. Now we have heat energy. Heat energy is a form of energy that is stored in an object as a result of its temperature. The energy that is stored in an object as a result of its temperature is what we call heat energy. It is also a form of radiation. Heat energy also comes as radiation. So when we are talking about temperature and energy, then we refer to it as heat energy. Heat energy is also called thermal energy. So whether they give you heat energy or you see thermal energy, you should know that they are talking about the same thing. Heat energy is also called thermal energy. And finally, we have the nuclear energy. The nuclear energy is the form of energy that is stored in the nucleus of an atom. Nuclear energy is stored in the nucleus of an atom or the center of an atom. An atom is the smallest indivisible part of an element. Every substance is made up of very tiny substance or particle that cannot be divided. If you get a block and you start dividing it, or a paper, there is a point that you can never divide it again. That point, we say that you have gotten the atom. Now, that atom, at the center of the atom, we call it nucleus. And inside the nucleus, there is always certain energy that is stored inside the center of the atom. We call that energy nuclear energy. We use nuclear energy in generating electricity. We use it in producing atomic bomb and so many other things. So these are the forms of energy and what they actually mean. Now we now talk about the calculations. Okay, let's look at some calculations involving energy. Calculations. But before then, let's talk about the formula for energy. Formula for energy. The formula for energy so let me give you the formulas for energy. Now for the energy, I say that we have two types of energy. We have the potential energy and kinetic energy. So the formulas of energy, we have a different formula for potential energy and another formula for kinetic energy. For potential energy, let me say formulas. Formula for energy. Formula for potential energy, we have the formula as mgh, where m is the mass of the object that we want to measure its energy, g is the acceleration due to gravity, acceleration due to gravity, and g is always 10. If they give you g, fine, but if you don't see g, always take it as 10. While h is the height or the level that the object is located. So if you combine these three things, we get the potential energy of the body that we are looking for is energy. Now we have another one that we call kinetic energy. For kinetic energy, the formula is half mv squared. I say that a kinetic energy is the energy in a body that is performing work, or that is working, or that is moving. So when a body is moving, it will be moving with a speed. This V here is speed, or what we call velocity. Speed is the same thing as velocity. So it's either they call it speed or they call it velocity. Now Ym is the mass of the object. So the formula for kinetic energy is half mv squared. Half mv squared, that is half mass times speed or velocity squared. That is the formula. So if they ask you to calculate the potential energy of an object, you use the first formula, mgh. If they ask you to calculate the kinetic energy of the object, you use the second formula, mv, half mv squared. Now let's do some calculations. Example 1. Now if you are given to calculate the energy of a body of mass